Today on the Now Tampa Bay, when it comes to thanking our veterans, it really doesn't get much better than this. 25 starting out the day homeless, and now they have keys to their own place.
There is a God, and God is good. The
program truly making a difference that you can get involved with.
Anti-Trump protests devolve into riots in Portland, but who is to blame for this? I'm Todd Walker, why even the police are sticking up for protesters.
Plus the fascinating explanation as to why two eagles ended up stuck on a busy Florida highway. It's 4 o'clock. Time for the Now Tampa Bay.
And breaking news as we come on the air, Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi just named as part of President-elect Donald Trump's transition team. Bondi very public about her support for Trump during his campaign, but there was also controversy involving a $25,000 donation that Trump made to Bondi's campaign and whether or not that influenced her to not investigate Trump University. Still no word yet on what position Bondi might hold and no comment from her yet. And with that, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Paul Agrone, and we wish everyone a happy Veterans Day as well.
That's for sure. And I'm Laura Harris. Today, we also learned Vice President-elect Mike Pence is taking over the Trump transition effort. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie had been in charge until now. Christie, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, and retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn will be vice chairs. An executive committee, which will include members of Congress, is also being formed to advise Pence. Trump says health care, the border, and jobs are the top 3 priorities for his administration. And we want to check in on the Dow, closing just seconds ago. Look at that, up again today, up 40 points at 18,850. Second day in a row, Paul, we have seen what they're calling the Trump bounce. Things seem to be getting back to normal. Remember, just after the election, futures were down some 900 points. Yesterday closed at a record high.
Now to a developing story locally. A Pasco County teacher today under investigation for allegedly using Trump's name and making racist remarks to a group of African-American students.
And with that, the Now's Ryan Smith is live outside Wesley Chapel High School right now with where things stand. Ryan?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. That's right. Father Donnie Jones immediately went to school district officials to get answers on this incident. And let me tell you, he also took to Facebook to vent some of his anger and frustrations, and people are taking notice. His post shared now more than 5,000 times on the social media site. The school district telling me this afternoon it is now investigating this teacher at Wesley Chapel High School. A group of African-American students claim this teacher said, quote, "Don't make me get Donald Trump to send you back to Africa." According to the Facebook post, it happened while the sophomore girls were in the hallway during a break between classes. Jones said he spoke to this teacher, and that teacher admitted to him to saying that comment and apologized. The school district placed this teacher on administrative leave while it investigates. This afternoon, we spoke with a concerned parent from this school.
It's hurtful to people. It really is hurtful, and I know those little girls, I know they were upset. I would be, and I know my daughter would be.
And we also learned late this afternoon that this very same teacher was punished in September of last year for making an inappropriate comment to a student in front of an entire classroom about failing to graduate on time. In a written reprimand, district leaders warned this teacher against making derogatory statements to students. The teacher met with district officials today, and I learned he faces a possible suspension without pay. That's the latest live in Wesley Chapel. Ryan Smith for the Now Tampa Bay.
Ryan, thank you. And also breaking news right now, we are seeing more protesting of Donald Trump's victory here in Florida. These are live pictures of the University of Miami. We're hearing there's another big protest planned in just a few hours in West Palm Beach. Remember, that's where Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate is in that area. And we're also seeing a similar scene unfold right now in Denver. These are pictures of students walking out of class right now. They're marching down Federal Boulevard. Police tweeting they are in the area monitoring students' safety, but they're also asking students not to leave campus. And listen here, a lot of people really may have no place to complain or celebrate this election.
Yeah, listen to this. The newest voter turnout estimates are in, and that shows that only 55% of eligible voters actually cast ballots. That's the lowest turnout for a presidential election since 1996. And keep in mind, that's a national number. So some states like Florida and Michigan did see an increase in voters compared to 4 years ago. Now, we're not going to have a final tally for a few more weeks.
In the meantime, outgoing Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid has harsh words for our president-elect. He issued a statement today saying in part the election of Donald Trump has emboldened the forces of hate and bigotry in America. He says people are now living in fear of their own government and calls Trump a sexual predator who lost the popular vote. He says the responsibility to heal the country lies squarely with Trump and that Trump owes it to this nation to try.
And remember, Reid retires in January, so he's not going to be working with Trump, which may explain why he's throwing some rocks today. But so far, no reaction from the president-elect. We will keep you posted.
As we always do, the New Yorker out with its own obvious protest to Donald Trump. The cover, almost an entire red brick wall. The magazine's art director saying, quote, "When we first received the results of the election, we felt as though we had hit a brick wall full force." President Obama continuing a Veterans Day tradition today, laying a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. He used his last Veterans Day speech hoping to bring unity after the election and asking us to look to our veterans to understand what that really means.
As we search for ways to come together, to reconnect with one another and with the principles that are more enduring than transitory politics. Some of our best examples are the men and women we salute on Veterans Day.
The president said today the U.S. military is our country's most diverse institution, but they are all forged into common service. Let's take a look outside right now. Beautiful out there. And Dennis, finally, almost the end of one of the longest weeks in modern history. Good news for the weekend. Everybody in the newsroom is like, did this week go on for like 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think everybody across the country is feeling that way, right? But the weekend locally looks to be very nice. We've been talking about Veterans Day celebrations, and something we're going to do. Folks have been sharing dozens of your Veterans Day pictures, whether it's family or friends, so we figured we'd share some with you as well. This is back from 1951. Thomas Foy, U.S. Air Force. Look how young. Look at that baby face. That's a lot of these pictures that we have from World War II and the Korean War shows just how young those folks were when they started serving. And we've got some new ones as well. We'll be sharing them right on through the newscast. Here's a look at Titan Doppler radar. It's quiet out there with temperatures mostly in the upper 70s. Flirting with 80 degrees, but not quite there. This morning we started off mostly in the 50s. A little bit of cloud cover has rolled through at times, but still more sun than clouds. And I think that trend continues right on through this evening and into tomorrow. So Futurecast shows maybe a few high clouds at times, otherwise partly sunny skies. Not a bad weekend to go to the beach. And if you're thinking about it, temperatures come wake up time in the mid 60s, but then warming back up into the upper 80s. We'll have that beach forecast, some more of your pictures, and I'll look at the forecast into next week coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Don't be so quick to download those apps just because it looks like it's in the App Store. Some of them might be trying to steal your information. We'll show you how to tell the real from the fake.
And we have a cheaper solution to a common problem we've all had at some point. When you've got to move something big, who do you call? You're watching the Now Tampa Bay. Come on back.
I've been thinking, this might be the one thing in the world you pull apart to come together.
New Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Aparts, covered with cinnamon crumble and sweet cream cheese icing. Try our new Cinnamon Pull-Aparts for just $6.
Hey, Papa John's.
There's a stalled car in the center lane. You're looking at an hour delay. A massive pileup past the exit ramp. You're gonna be late for work today. Shh.
Fire drill.
Oh, now that's a pleasant surprise. Just like finding out that with Direct Auto and Life Insurance, you can get a low rate and great services regardless of your driving history. Get auto insurance starting at just $41 a month and be pleasantly surprised.
Bullies make my blood boil. Insurance companies, manufacturers of unsafe products, corporate crooks. Call me. I bully bullies.
Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
I work round the clock. I want my blood sugar to stay in control, so I asked about Tresiba. Tresiba is a once-daily, long-acting insulin that lasts even longer than 24 hours.
I want to trim my A1C. Tresiba provides powerful A1C reduction, releases slow and steady, works like your body's insulin.
When my schedule changes, I want something that delivers. I can take Tresiba any time of day, so if I miss or delay a dose, I take it when I remember, as long as there's at least 8 hours between doses.
Once in use, it lasts 8 weeks without refrigeration, twice as long as Lantus, which lasts 4 weeks.
Tresiba is used to control high blood sugar in adults with diabetes. Don't use Tresiba to treat diabetic ketoacidosis during episodes of low blood sugar or if you're allergic to any of its ingredients. Don't share needles or insulin pens. Don't reuse needles. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause dizziness, sweating, confusion, and headache. Check your blood sugar. Low blood sugar can be serious and may be life-threatening. Injection site reactions may occur. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take and all your medical conditions. Taking TZDs with insulins like Tresiba may cause serious side effects like heart failure. Your insulin dose shouldn't be changed without asking your doctor. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, fast heartbeat, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion. Ask your doctor if you're Tresiba ready.
We live in a pick-and-choose world. Love or like, naughty or nice, calm or bright. But at bedtime, why settle for this? Enter Sleep Number. Don't miss the semi-annual sale going on now. Sleep IQ technology tells you how you slept and what adjustments you can make. She likes the bed soft. He's more hardcore. So your sleep goes from good to great to wow. Give the gift of amazing sleep, only at a Sleep Number store. Right now, save $500 on the Queen CSE mattress with Sleep IQ technology, plus 36-month special financing. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Welcome back, everyone. Thousands of Tampa Bay area families will be in need of food and toys this upcoming holiday season.
And this year, to make donating a little bit easier, Metropolitan Ministries has teamed up with a local company that bills itself as the Uber for large deliveries.
There you go.
The Now's Adam Weiner explains how it works.
Donating for the holidays, heavy loads, can be a full-time job.
The giving was so intense this year that they needed some assistance in picking up the donations.
For instance, this one Berkshire Hathaway office in Clearwater expects to donate about 1,000 boxes worth of stuff this season.
We're picking up their donations, dropping off more barrels to them, and they constantly call us back to pick up more and more from them.
Reggie Wood of Trucks on Demand teamed up with Metro Ministries for the nonprofit's Holiday Tent. The annual event expects to help about 18,000 Tampa Bay area families this holiday season. And Wood says if people have stuff they want to donate, they can request a driver on their app.
If you want to donate, you can use the Todd Excel app to have someone come and pick up your donation, and a portion of the transport fee go to Metropolitan Ministries. So you help out twice.
This is the second year real estate broker Matt Vai's office has donated to Metro Ministries.
Of course, people drop food off all of the time. We just had somebody drop off a couple of purses.
And adds his clients, many of whom are moving, can donate large items this way as well.
Sometimes there's furniture that that can be sold, which benefits, of course, Metropolitan Ministry.
We've got more about Metro Ministries and Trucks on Demand on our website, abcactionnews.com. For the Now, I'm Adam Weiner.
Adam, thank you. And by the way, Trucks on Demand is looking for drivers.
That's right now. And Woods' father is a military veteran and thinks his business is great for vets who are looking for flexible work right about now. Hey, speaking of apps, you need to know about dozens of fake apps showing up in the App Store recently. Fake apps.
Which is weird, because you would think if you're buying it from the App Store, it would be real, right? Well, they may seem legit because they look like they're straight from the store, like maybe Dollar Tree or Nordstrom. But some of them have malware in them, stealing your personal information without you ever knowing about it. Apple says the bulk of the apps are coming from developers in China. They slipped through the review process, and the company says it has already removed more than 100 fakes. They're still looking for more.
So here's what you do need to look out for. Those fake apps typically don't have reviews, and they're going to have a recent publish date instead of an updated on date. The store's name may also be just a little off, like Overstock Incorporated, INC, instead of the correct name, overstock.com. So watch for that. And fake apps often use poor English or have spelling mistakes.
All right, well, right now, more live pictures of protesting happening right now across the country. This is Boston you're looking at right now. And just minutes ago, we saw similar scenes on the campus of the University of Miami and in Denver as well. It could be another long night across the country. You see here, this map here, you can see where all of those different protests were happening. This one right here happening in Ybor just a couple nights ago. In the meantime, though, in Portland, they're hoping things will stay calm after anarchists hijacked the demonstration last night and turned it into a riot. The Now's Todd Walker is tracking the unrest.
We've been tracking feeds coming in from across the country of anti-Trump protests from California to Maryland. Overall, they've remained peaceful, but they spiraled out of control last night in Portland. Those leading the protests say it wasn't them, and the police agree.
You're sitting there breaking fuse boxes, lighting trash cans on fire, just vandalizing everything you can because you're pissed off because your candidate didn't win. It's just stupid. It needs to end.
Chaos in Portland when protests opposing Donald Trump turned into an all-out riot. Windows smashed. This man, who says he didn't support Trump either, armed with a gun as rioters target his building.
It's not a peaceful protest at all.
Police forced to use tear gas.
All protesters, you are under arrest. Remain where you are until you receive further orders.
But even Portland police admit this chaos is by and large not from anti-Trump protesters, and those protesters tried getting rioters under control.
We spoke with and saw some of our folks that we've built relationships with Black Lives Matter. It was one of many groups in this event, and they made it very clear that they were not part of that, and they were actually trying to get these anarchist groups to stop, and they were not listening to them, and so a good number of those folks left the march.
Donald Trump tweeting last night, just had a very open and successful presidential election. Now professional protesters incited by the media are protesting very unfair. This morning he followed up, changing his tone. Love the fact that the small groups of protesters have passion for our great country. We will all come together and be proud. For the Now, I'm Todd Walker.
Meanwhile, Portland's police chief estimates that rioters caused more than $1 million in damage. Police arrested 26 people in the middle of all that chaos. Right now, police have stopped looking for a woman who vanished while jogging in California last week. They also say that they've ruled out that her husband is a suspect. Keith Papini passed a lie detector test, and police have confirmed that he was at work while his wife went missing. Neighbors last saw 34-year-old Sherry Papini going for her usual jog November 2nd. Her family describes her as a, quote, super mom. Her husband reported her missing when she didn't pick up their 2 children from daycare. Her cell phone with earbuds and strands of her hair were later found along the road. Police are now going through her cell phone, looking at area surveillance video and following up on tips, trying to figure out exactly what did happen.
All right, there is no shortage of cool places to go, things to see outside this weekend, and just eat until you drop. In St. Petersburg at Vinoy Park, Rib Fest is going on as we speak. You've got a smorgasbord of meat smothered in various sauces and all the fixins, and then plenty of live music on several stages. Tickets between $30 and $35. And if maybe ribs aren't your thing, but you like seafood, go on over to Tarpon Springs at the famous Sponge Docks. They're having their annual seafood festival. Admission, my favorite price of free, and it's happening all weekend long. Dennis is an expert on 2 things. Rib Fest.
2?
Well, today we're going to give him 2. Rib Fest and the weather.
Rib Fest, spectacular. Huey Lewis in the news there this week.
Oh, wow.
The Doobie Brothers, going to be a lot of fun. And if you want some super hot ribs, you go to Johnson's Ribs. They have this thermonuclear sauce that'll put you on the ground.
Who's eating thermonuclear?
Some folks do. I'm telling you,
it's having some of that.
It's insanity. It really is. Puts tears in your eyes, Paul. I'm telling you. There's a look outside Rivergate. A beautiful day across the area. You know, we were showing these pictures earlier, and Laura mentioned this. This is Laura's grandfather.
Aww.
Laura. Right? U.S. Army back in World War II, right?
Yeah, and it's so funny. He used to call me Lola, and he called my sister Susie, and my sister's name is Bridget. He called us whatever he wanted to call us. He's the greatest man. He was just great.
Well, we are honoring some veterans tonight, and as we said, we've also been getting pictures from folks who are serving now as well as old school. This is Donald Pym. back World War II from the U.S. Navy. And lastly, Beth Sickles is a viewer locally. She's very proud of her daughter Allison Lasher, serving right now. Again, thank you so much. We will be sharing these right on through the newscast. And the weather this weekend will be a beautiful weekend weather-wise. Those are the two things. We talked about Ribfest and we talked about weather, so I'm done. That's all I got. The temperatures right now, primarily in the upper 70s, maybe low 70s in our northern counties, though. From Crystal River over to Brooksville, Newport Richey, 72, St. Pete, 74. Dew points, how about it? When you see those dew points in the 40s and 50s, you got to figure we're in November or December because the air is dry, or even January or February for that matter, but you get what I'm saying. Lower dew points, beautiful weather. We did see a few clouds out there today, and for that matter, I think we will again this weekend. We'll have a lot of sunshine, some periods of high clouds. We're not expecting any rain whatsoever until the early part of next week. Long-range forecast. If you want cold air, you look for a dip in the jet. Nothing next week, but the week of Thanksgiving, models are still hinting that we got a decent chance for some cooler air rolling in. If not for us, definitely for the eastern half of the U.S. from the Carolinas northward. Stay tuned. Something to look forward to for Thanksgiving week. Hour-by-hour forecast, partly cloudy to clear overnight. Another cool one come wake-up time. 50s across most of the area. And if you're heading over to the beach, 80 degrees on Saturday, 80 degrees on Sunday. Mostly sunny skies with a water temperature of 73 degrees.
Well, we figured out what caused a couple of bald eagles to essentially hold a standoff along a busy Florida road yesterday. The unusual way this all ended and how the birds are doing right now.
Carrabba's new Meatball Magnifico, our gigantic meatball topped with Parmesan cream sauce and stuffed with delicious melted mozzarella. It's the most dramatic meatball you've ever eaten. For a limited time only at Carrabba's.
Get connected. For a limited time, Bright House Networks invites you to connect to what matters most with 25 meg internet, standard TV with DVR, and phone for only $97 per month for 12 months. Our standard TV includes your favorite broadcast networks, plus AMC, CNN, ESPN, Food Network, MTV, even kids channels like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. What's more, it includes DVR service and a wide variety of free TV apps that let you watch TV in more places. Our standard 25 meg internet is perfect for streaming movies, surfing, and music. Best of all, you'll get access to over 500,000 free Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. And to top it off, enjoy great conversations with our unlimited phone that includes calls to the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. All this for only $97 per month for 12 months. Call 855-833-9390 and get 25 meg internet, standard TV with DVR, and phone for only $97 per month for 12 months.
Do you need perfect credit?
Nope.
Want to buy a car but can't get it?
Yep.
Ever been to drive time?
Nope.
Get a real down payment online.
Yep.
Rejection?
Nope.
Huge selection?
Yep.
In the mood to get you to rude?
Nope.
Just 2 minutes gets you approved?
Yep.
Wasn't that the exit? Nope. Hey, we're good at this.
Nope.
Aww.
Get approved and know your down payment before you shop. Only at Drive Time.
Yep.
I wonder what's next for me.
I know what's next for me.
I'm going to spend my time living, baby.
I'll stay active. I choose to have fun with my friends. I'll be independent.
And we'll enjoy every minute of it.
Choose your path. Choose John Knox Village. Visit us today for a free tour of our independent living community. Choose a place like home.
It's the most fun we've ever had.
Important healthcare notice. Audibel, the nation's leading hearing care provider, is offering a 45-day risk-free trial on the just-released A4 hearing aid with new patented microchip technology. If you play the TV too loudly, or if listening in some situations has become difficult, Audibel Hearing Centers invite you to evaluate the all-new A4 hearing aid for 45 days. To take part in this risk-free trial, call the location nearest you to schedule your free hearing test.
Nissan Titan. You can drive a truck, or you can team up with one. Bring along an extra set of eyes with trailer hitch guide and some extra muscle with 555 pound-feet of torque. Take on any job. The newly redesigned family of Titans, featuring America's best truck warranty. 5 years, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. Black Friday offers start now. Hurry in and save up to $10,000 on Titan XD.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was my first time seeing that video, so I got to see it again. Wait. Oh my gosh, that deer just jumped through a window at a store in Oklahoma. I got to see it again. So apparently this happened at a store in Oklahoma, like I said, an American Eagle store. It got in somehow, needed to get out, so it jumped out the glass window, ran off, so it appears to be okay. All right, another bizarre wildlife tale for you today. A lot of you were really worried about these eagles that we were streaming live on our Facebook page yesterday while they were stuck in a storm drain for more than an hour. This was all happening near Orlando. Well, this afternoon, we're finding out how they ended up there in the first place.
It's a territory fight. The eagles fight all the time. When they fight, they take them down and they hold them down until somebody finally gives.
This entire time, we thought that one was trying to protect the other. So after an hour, I guess the one eagle had enough, finally gave up, flew away. So when the other bird was freed, it slid right into the storm drain, though. Look at it there. A couple of people were able to pull it out. The eagle was hurt, had to go to the vet. Turns out it was a 5-year-old female. Her beak is cracked. She even hurt her chest and her legs. We've seen a lot of eagles on the road lately in Florida, though.
Yeah, and here's what we did learn. Eagles, you know, they fly south for the winter, and while they're here, they're looking for food on the side of the road. So when they do, sometimes they swoop down for it, and sometimes they get hit by cars. By the way, I feel like that deer when I go shopping with my wife. Just next time, jump right through the...
You can't go through the glass, though, Paul. Don't do that.
A 90-year-old World War II veteran has something very special to celebrate this Veterans Day, his high school diploma.
Bud Steinbuck missed out on graduation because when he was 18, Uncle Sam called.
That was the 6th day of my life when I went underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, and I knew he was gone for good.
Oh, now 73 years later, he's still here, got his cap and gown and a standing ovation.
Never too late.
All right, a thank you or a handshake is always nice.
But for a lot of our local veterans, they really need a lot more.
On my way here, my heart just pounded. It just pounded.
The life-changing moments today for more than a dozen local veterans. You don't want to miss this. You're watching the Now Tampa Bay.